The balut egg, that's what we were talking about. It's like an unborn duck egg. Feathers and all that still on there, and us Vietnamese people eat it. Bam.
Boom.
2100. This is called an immersion RC power play. I like trip out when I watch younger videos of myself. The age I'm at right now, if I saw a kid that young riding that good, I'd trip out too. I'd quit biking.
What? What's up, BMX nerds? Welcome back to another episode of Kanode Knows. What were you doing when you were 10 years old? Were you doing crank arms down rails? I don't think you were. Max Vu is a very talented BMX rider, and he's got a slew of interests in life, and he was a treat to talk to. So he's 21 years old, sponsored by Colt Vans, Shadow, and is a very, very interesting, humble, and awesome dude. And in this episode, we talk about him recently going to Vietnam, and we talk about what it was like to be kind of a child prodigy, doing, tail whips and bar spins at 9 years old. Insane. And I think just generally is a good conversation. So shout out Max. Thanks for doing the show. And I hope you guys enjoy. Please like the video, share the show with a friend, subscribe to the channel. And here's Max Vu.
Why is your name Kanode Knows? You don't know shit.
Kanode Knows.
What is up, Bobby Kanode?
What is up, my dude?
Chillin'. We are podcasting now.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just got back from Vietnam. That was a pretty crazy culture shock.
That's pretty cool. Let's fucking start there. What was the impetus, or like what was the motivation behind the Vietnam trip? And
family's been trying to go for a while, and it actually started all the way back then with COVID, and then just kind of bad timing after bad timing after bad timing. So this year we just sort of like, you know what, screw it. We're just pulling trigger no matter what. Booked tickets. Me, my little sister, my grandma went. Of course, had to take the bike, and kind of just winged everything. So, but it turned out sick. Met a lot of really cool riders. The scene was really cool out there. The riding was awesome. My only complaint was the weather, because I'm not built for that. 90 degrees with 90% humidity.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, if you told me to point to Vietnam on a map, I don't know if I could. Let's see.
It's pretty out there.
South of China.
Yeah.
On the coast.
Yep.
Wow. All right. So family's from there, huh?
Yeah. So my dad actually came to the U.S. when he was, I think, 4 years old. So he was one of those boat people that you always hear people talk about. He escaped from the Vietnam War. So pretty much right when it got really gnarly was when he was born. He was pretty much born straight into that. And he escaped over here with some of the family members.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, super crazy heritage.
That makes you second generation Vietnamese.
Yes.
That's fucking sick, dude. Culture.
Very culture shock.
Hold that thought. Let's pause real quick. Technical difficulties have been completed, and now we are back to the action.
We are back.
This is a basic one. So, I think we should talk more about Vietnam, actually, and then I'll
talk about it.
The silly questions. So, I guess what was the highlight for you biking wise? Was there good skate parks, good locals?
They're actually. Kind of. So it weirdly lined up. One of Vietnam's first public real skate parks opened 2 days before I got there.
Sick.
So I was
got a little celebrity to help promote it.
Exactly. Even the locals there haven't even gone yet because it's a little bit out of the way. And they're like, oh, you're coming to Vietnam? Perfect timing. We'll road trip out there. I'm like, dude, let's do it. So kind of pretty much put first BMX tires in the skate park. I feel like that's kind of really special to me. Just kind of breaking ground there.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's it called? Does the skate park have a name?
It's called Vung Tau Skate Park. So VUNG TAU Skate Park. Pretty crazy looking. It's right on the beach.
Is it reddish?
Yeah, it's red.
All right, we're gonna show the people what we're looking at here.
It's a bowl on the beach, just slight skate park vibes to it. Kind of reminds me of Venice.
Yeah, this is cool. And I think I remember seeing clips of you on your Instagram riding here.
We got one up there. I think I did like a tail up transfer there.
Dude, yeah, I'd like to come back and talk about your tail whips that you're left foot forward when you start them and then right foot forward when you land them.
That's a whole story.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, that's pretty dope. You want to? Is there anybody from Vietnam that I'm not following that I should on Instagram?
Yeah, one of the local crews out there, Butter Bikes. He's like a bike shop out there. He took care of me a lot. There's Rollin' 70. They're two bike shops, and they're like really good homies, and they took care of me a bunch. They all have their kind of little crew out there. They kind of just showed me around. I didn't have a car or anything, but it was pretty funny. One of the kids was like, all right, I'm picking you up. I'm like, okay, sweet. I'm like ready for him to pick me up in a car. And since it's so congested over there, everybody has scooters. He pulled up. He's like, I'm here. I'm like, wait, what? And then he's like, yeah, hop on the back and hold your bike. I'm like, all right, you know what, man? Let's send it. So he mobbed through like 20 minutes of traffic, holding my bike on the back of a scooter.
When in Rome, dude, that's fucking awesome.
So I was like, you know what? This is sick. I love this.
That's pretty dope. Did it feel like home? Even though like obviously you didn't live there before, but
it was sort of. I mean, where I live right now, it's actually called Little Saigon, which is like where I was staying, Saigon. So the traffic here is really bad. Shout out to Asian drivers. But that's what felt the most similar. Other than that, it was pretty different. It was a lot. It was a lot more busy in the city. It was super, super congested and tight. Like the tightest I've ever felt, like buildings together. The streets were tiny. Everything was kind of fast paced there. And then once you kind of went out to the ocean, like where that skate park's at, everything was just straight mellow. Like you could just chill on the beach all day. So
I love it.
I guess it's kind of the same here.
Yeah. What about the language? Did you grow up with any Vietnamese?
I actually, my mom speaks great Vietnamese. My dad speaks great Vietnamese. I'll take it on myself. I never learned it. I know very, very little. That's one of my goals this year is to try to get a little more fluent in it. So when I get back over there, I could talk to the locals a little bit easier. But it was kind of hard, and I'll take that on myself. I never learned my own native language.
Do you know how to say like, "Hey, how are you"?
Yeah, sort of.
Will you?
I know. Hold on, let me think. I'm like brain farting.
It happens to the best of us.
Xin chào.
Xin chào.
Yeah, that's like, hey, hello.
I like it. Xin chào.
Yeah. Xin chào.
Cool. That's
of course.
What's up.
I'm remembering all the bad words right now that all the when I was over there.
Care to share? That's the funniest thing. Any other language, the first thing you learn is fuck, shit, penis.
And everybody knows do man. Like I swear, that's like even people that don't have any idea what Vietnamese is, they know that, which means motherfucker.
What's it? How do you say it?
Do man.
Do ma.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Do ma.
That was the first thing. They're like, you know how to speak Vietnamese? I'm like, barely. They're like, you know do ma? I'm like, yes.
Hell yeah. Aside from riding, like, how was it for like the non-BMX part of the trip?
It was good. Very crazy experience. So I have an uncle that lives over there, and then my grandma, of course, she's from there, so she knew where it was. But I got to visit like my great grandparents' grave, which was like crazy feeling. It's like in this Buddhist temple, and like I'm like looking at the dates of like when they're alive. I'm like, wow, I can't believe like just seeing that to my grandma, to my dad, to me, and I'm full circle all the way back over there. It was kind of like a crazy experience just to stand there and feel that.
Fuck yeah, that's got to be humbling.
Yeah,
and grounding. That's really cool. What were the dates? Like late 1800s or early 1900s or what?
Yeah, like super early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture of it. I'll try pulling it up a little later and sending it to you. But I like sent it to my grandfather, and he was like, kind of was very emotional. Like, I'm very glad you got to go back there and experience.
Yeah, That's a huge deal, man. That's I'm a little bit jealous. I've never gotten to. I don't even know if I had a great grandmother. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Obviously, you have one, but
I mean, I didn't even know that it was gonna be that old. Like I knew like, of course, I met my like. I remember my great grandmother. She was still alive. She actually lived to a really old age, and like I remember like when I was a baby, just slight memories. But like
yeah,
going that far back was crazy just to see the dates, and it was kind of like giving me crazy like time warp energy.
yeah, that's trippy. Well, that's pretty special. How about the food?
The
I
food
I was
was
watching you and your dad did the come up TV with Catfish, and you guys were talking about all these crazy foods for the first 30 minutes. I was like, all right, just talking about puking and bird
oh yeah.
eggs with feathers on them and shit. But
Well, Catfish has like a good food phobia. You could I
yeah,
don't know if you tapped into the Strangers in Danger
a little bit. I know, I
videos,
know,
but I
I know
swear
the vibe.
everything he eats that's not normal, he just yaks. But
Yeah.
yeah, the balut egg, that's what we were talking about. It's like an unborn duck egg. So like feathers and all that still on there, and us Vietnamese people eat it.
How often?
I didn't get to eat it over there, but I definitely on occasion eat it here, and it's still pretty gnarly, but I actually enjoy it a little bit.
It's
But yeah,
culture, baby.
the food over there was crazy. Like I really enjoy street food. So a few of the nights, me and my little sister were like, let's just go like walk around and kind of capture the street food. So we just got lost in Vietnam and whatever food car old lady that was selling food, we went over there, tried it
That's so
out.
dope. Like, paint me a picture of a street food experience that you had in Vietnam.
So I think one of my favorites. Okay, crazy. I'm gonna go all the way back. So I owe Eddie a favor because he edited a video for me. And then while I was over there, he's like, "Hey, I know like that area has a lot of crazy film cameras and film and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for me." So I'm like, "Yo, would you want this?" And he's like, "You know what? That's actually a really sick camera. It was like an old Olympus 35 mil film camera." And
Sick.
then I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna scoop it up." And before I even like looked at the location, I'm like, "Okay, I got you, Eddie." And I look at the location, it's like an hour and a half away. I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go and we'll see how it is there. So we hopped in like an Uber, and Uber is ridiculously cheap over there. So it costs like $3, which is crazy.
Nice.
Hour and a half away. Went to a random dude's house. He sold me the camera. Walked out, and I'm like, Megan, let's go walk around and find some food. And then like right outside the door, it's one of my favorite Vietnamese snacks. It's like a deep fried banana and batter. It's called Choi Chin.
Joy Chin.
And I was like, I recognize that word, and I Googled it up just to like make sure. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that is it. So I go over there, order it in really horrible Vietnamese, and it was like the best one I've ever had. And it was just on the side of a street in front of some dude's house.
Ooh, Choi Chin. Choi Chin.
CHOI.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
CHIEN.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna share this. Share
Super
this.
tasty.
Show the people at home. Deep
Yep.
fried banana.
Deep fried banana.
That sounds
Crazy
pretty
good.
good. The sweet and the salty. I fucks with
It's
it.
like it's not plantain. It's still sweet, but it's not like a regular banana. I don't even know how to explain the banana, but they
That
like
looks
smush
great.
it out. They smush it out, and then they like fry it 3 times, so it's like a gnarly batter layer, and you could just walk and just eat a bunch of them.
That's bomb.
But yeah, that was my favorite snack still while I was over there. My dad was surprised when I said that.
I'm so jealous, dude. I would love to visit Vietnam or a surrounding country there.
Dude, we should go. Vietnam, Japan, all those places are sick.
Yeah. Japan, Philippines. I would
Yep.
love to see the Philippines.
Me too. I actually made some really cool friends over the internet. He's been helping. He does like those VX tapeless cables,
Sick.
and I've been talking to him, and he's like, "Dude, you need to come to the Philippines." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "I have a boat." I'm like, "All right, I'm sold. I'll go." He's like, "We'll take you fishing. I will take you to spots." I'm like, "I'm sold. I'm going there."
I don't know. I have a boat. Okay, never mind. I'll be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, because a boat is kind of part of your life, huh?
Yeah. I mean, fit water is. I'd say water, not necessarily a boat, but anything water related. Like I grew up surfing. My dad has pictures of me like at the beach when I was like 3 years old, just waddling around in the surf.
So
Uh,
sick.
I still go to like the same beach since I was a kid, so I know like every single pebble and rock there. Surf, bodyboard, snorkel, spearfish, all that fun stuff.
That's so good. Yeah, on the TCU TV, you guys were talking about having a well-rounded life. Like it's not just BMX, and that's something that I admire about you from afar. Is just you're always interested in something. You know, I think when I was visiting out there and I came to the shop, you were like talking about CAD designs of a custom thing and getting into that, and then now you're repairing VXs
Yeah.
and going converting to tapeless. Spearfishing, everything that you do is pretty dope. I don't even know where to start with you. So I guess a natural transition would be the camera stuff that you mentioned, the VX cables. All right, listen up. Your bike deserves better than that sketchy Amazon seat you bought at 2 a.m. after 3 Red Bulls. That's why you need Dance Comp. They've got everything: frames, tires, pedals, grips, basically all the parts you've broken in the past month. And the best part? You don't got to explain to your mom why the UPS guy keeps showing up at your door, because Dance Comp ships fast, discreet, and straight to you. Discreet. Whether you're a pro, a local park rat, or just trying not to case that spine again, Dance Comp has you covered. Support the shop that's been supporting BMX forever. Dance Comp, because your bike deserves an upgrade and your shins deserve better pedals. Use code Kanode and you'll get 15% off. Back to the show. I just shipped out. They're shipped now. My 2 old babies are coming to you so that you can Frankenstein them.
Heck yes, that's what I'm
Which
talking
is exciting.
about.
Instead of just collecting dust on my shelf, they'll get in the workshop. What are you doing? I guess is the question.
So I'll start it from the top. Kind of how I fell in love with this whole thing. So we're cleaning out my dad's garage, and he had it's a Sony HC9 camera. So it's not even anything crazy like preferred. It was just an old camera. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take this thing and I'm gonna use it. And then I'm like, I had no idea anything about cameras, nothing. So I look it up, and they're like, yeah, you could film straight to card. And I'm like looking at it, and it's like a dual card system. So only pictures could be used on the card,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then video, it's taped. So I'm like, god damn it, I don't want to go through all this. So I started from there researching into the whole tapeless thing. So I'm like, this is really cool. So I got this whole tapeless rig ready to go, and it was right before my trip to Japan. I'm like test filming at Van Skatepark. I'm like, dude, what's going on with this thing? And then out of nowhere, the stabilization thing inside just took a shit, and it pretty much grenaded from the inside out. Yeah, and I'm like, god damn it. So I had to leave the camera at home, but I took everything else just in case if I found a cool camera in Japan, which I didn't, which sucks. But I kind of fell in love from there, like just learning about everything with these old tape cameras and how to convert them and whatnot. From there, Sauce, shout out Sauce, he gave me a TRV 900, which is what filmed a bunch of the B-roll for Common Crew stuff back in the days, which I was like, this is really cool. He's like, it's trash, the tape doesn't work, so do whatever you want with it. I'm like, all right. From there, messed with that thing, got that thing tapeless, and then it kind of just snowballed. So now I have, this side. I think, one PD, 2 VXs, and a few TRVs. That's just
so
here.
Good, dude. I love it. It's good to see that. That's fire. I remember messing with the tapeless stuff, but I couldn't trust it, especially for a trick. Like if it came unplugged while Nick was landing a banger, I would have freaked out. So I ended up filming a tape and doing the tapeless thing at the same time, just to be sure. And then I was just, at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'll just suffer through the tape because I trust that, even though that's still not good. So break it down for people who might not know. The VX films to a mini DV tape.
So
What are you doing so that it goes tapeless?
I'll give you a very detailed instruction.
All right.
So I don't have a cable on me, but we got our VX. Bam.
Boom.
2100. This is called an immersion RC power play. This is where kind of everything happens. This is the most important piece. Mount that I 3D print and kind of went overboard on. Snap it onto the camera.
That's
Boom.
sick. You 3D printed a custom mount for it.
Yep. And
Using
then
your CAD design skills. Let's go.
exactly. From there, you get a fancy cable made by the homies in the Philippines, for real archive. If you guys want to look it up.
Okay.
Plugs into the AV port on the converter, and then RCA cable. So it's these little 3 cables right there. Plug into there. You turn on your camera, you turn on your converter, and pretty much everything the camera sees goes to here, and you just record on this little screen.
It's fucking trippy, dude. And then what kind of memory card does that record to? Because I remember it being a weird
micro
one.
SD.
Oh, that's sick. The one
Tiny,
that I
yep.
got was not micro SD. It was something different.
Yeah, so I think when you're doing it, there's a few different ones. I don't know which one you had, but there's a few. I have this other one that's kind of, you might recognize it. It's like the kind of the holy grail for it, but it's the MRC one.
Yep, that's the one.
You had it? So
That looks familiar. As long as that's not micro SD, right? That's
it's a CF card.
Yeah, CF.
They're like humongous. Let me grab it. Oh, look how big these things are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Vintage.
this one is if you want to get the best quality out of it. So that goes to Firewire cable on the camera. But it's kind of way more expensive. Like just this thing alone's, I think, $300-$400.
Yeah.
And you still need a cable and cards and a card reader versus the immersion thing. It's roughly $300 and you're done.
That's fire.
Yeah.
How did you learn? Like, how did you find the For Real archive crew?
Just Instagram. I have really bad sleeping problems, so I'll just stay up late looking up dumb stuff.
Nice.
And I was just scrolling through Instagram, looking up all this tapeless stuff, and they came up. The cable quality just looked way better on Instagram, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hit them up instead of trying to mess around and make my own cable. And they're like, yeah, we get shipped to the U.S. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me get a cable, and they shipped it out, and I've been using the same cable for, I'd say 6-7 months, and it's solid. So no complaints.
What have you made that we should go watch with the tapeless setup?
I think the only one on YouTube right now, the Japanese homie Tara came into town, and he was here for a few weeks, and we made a little TRV 900 video, just some small trips here and there to San Diego and whatnot.
What do I look up?
Look up, his last name's crazy. It's Tara, so TERA BAYASHI. BMX video. Yeah. You should see the VX.
SoCal 3 months ago. Yeah. Let's go. Let's check this bitch out.
Pretty hyped on. This is like the first real thing we filmed.
Looks good.
This is a homie we met in Japan.
Swaggy 180X.
Favorite little dude ever.
I feel like if you're from Japan, you have style just by default.
Exactly. He's also crazy and just like was doing stuff like that without filming. I'm like, you know what, Tara, we should just film a video. He's like, okay, I'm down.
Dude, there's something about the VX footage, or sorry, the TRV, the colors, the look of it is so much better.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you bring that up because the HD stuff's really cool. I respect it, but in my brain, like these old colors just look so much better. They work so much better. My brain processes it easier.
Yo, dude, he was loose on that whip. I love it.
Shout out Tara. Shout out all the Japanese homies.
Is Joji Japanese?
Yeah, Joji's Japanese. Joji and this dude are like damn near brothers. They're always hanging out. They live right near each other.
Joji might be my favorite rider of all time. Like everything I see of him is just, that's so good.
I could back you up on that.
Yeah, dude.
In Japan, I was riding with Joji, that kid, and Arie, and I'm like, what am I doing here?
That's fucking awesome, man. And I'll say you did a great job filming too. That was
appreciate it.
Pretty dope.
I would
It's like
say
proof
I
of
learned a
concept.
lot.
It's cool to see the tapeless thing work because I really wrote it off. I was like, I'm over this. This is a
It's the new
this is the
generation.
first moment that I've ever considered like actually filming with the VX again. If I go tapeless like that and trust it.
Yeah, I mean the one you have, if you have the RMRC, I think that's like, if you still have it, I'm gonna talk to you after the podcast. But
Yeah.
it's
I don't
it's
think
the
I still
best
have
one.
it.
It's the
Yeah.
best one.
I
So
think I sold it. It might be laying around somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I got rid of it.
shout out Tapeless Cameras.
So you've had a pretty cool summer. Tapeless filming, traveling. Where else have you gone this year?
Off the top of my head, I did a really improv trip to Milwaukee. There was that TKO Invitational thing. I don't know if you saw it.
Is it Montecule?
Yeah, it was Montecule.
Okay, yeah.
So the homie in Austin, Maxo, I don't know if you know who that is. Rets are fit.
Say it again.
Maxo Jung.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, you going to this?" I'm like, I was thinking about it." He's like, "I'm going. We should split a hotel." I'm like, "All right, let me look into tickets." And that's always like, I like set up price in my head, and if it's an over under, I'll go or not. And tickets are ridiculously cheap. I'm like, "All right, screw it, I'm going."
Hell
And
yeah.
then it was like 4 days before the contest, and I'm like, "Let's run it." So, booked the flight, went over there, wound up having an absolute blast. Me and him share the room, and then I think something happened with our hotel. We changed, and then we wound up not having a hotel. So Kerr over at Montecule had an extra bed and was like, you guys could just stay with me. So he helped us out a lot on that too. But yeah, it was a fucking sick ass contest, way different contest layout. I enjoyed it a bunch. Watching the
Tell me
pros
more about
show
the
everywhere.
contest layout. Like what makes you say it was different?
So typical contest format, it's like you get a 90-second run in like different heats of 10, and then you top 3 make finals or whatnot.
Yeah.
So this one, it was like, oh, and there's judges. So this one, it's a complete split. So you get heats of 3 riders, and it's jam session. So jam session, way less stress on the rider if you slip a foot and whatnot. It kind of just flows a little better instead of having a lot of pressure on you.
That's interesting.
And then, so I think it was like five rider heats, and then like the top 2 from those 5 advance the next, and then it's kind of brackets from there.
Huh.
So, and then the top 2 of the opposing one go together. So then it's a 4 rider heat, and then the top 2 from there. So eventually you kind of just climb your way up.
Interesting. And it's all individual though. Like you're just riding in a session. It's not like your little group that you're riding with is going against other groups. It's like individual.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could be with one dude, the next, you advance the next thing, and you're riding with somebody completely different in the next heat.
Yeah.
And then the really cool thing too is the other groups of riders, the other heats are the ones judging you. So everybody gets a little notepad and was like, who rode the best in that heat. So it's kind of, you get a little more sympathy, I feel like, and more understanding on course, rather than like, no disrespect to judges that are just judging contests, but sometimes the skate park's really slippery that day and everybody's putting a foot down, and you get docked for that 1 foot drop, or that rail's wiggly. So it's a little more understanding. I respected it. I enjoyed it.
Damn, that's fucking interesting to have the other riders be the judges.
Mm-hmm. And you can't blame anybody too. You can't blame the 20 other riders.
Yeah, those judges sucked. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. So, yeah, they're all your homies.
That's wild. I wonder, like, that seems like a really good idea. That would be cool to see implemented, that judging style at least in other contests.
I agree. Yeah, just kind of. I think they're planning on doing more, but I liked it. Like I said, way less stress. It was easy. It felt like I was having fun with all the homies, which is how BMX should be. But sometimes contest stress gets up to you.
Yeah. Tell me, what other contests have you experienced? What was the most stressful contest for you?
I would say pretty easily Simple Session.
This most recent one?
Yeah. 2 ago, the one I went to, it was in Tartu, so it wasn't in like the big city in Estonia, but it was still crazy crazy butterflies and whatnot. Me and Aryeh and then the homie Shuma, we all went out, and I was like, this should be fun. And then, like, as soon as you're on course and there's like 13 TV cameras pointing at you and a big ass crowd, I'm like, okay, this is not easy.
How old were you when you entered your first contest?
Oof, good question. I can't even say for sure. I want to say maybe like 10 years old. It'd probably be like no, it had to be less. I'd say like 8 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Vans indoor skate park used to do Van Zam every year, and that was like kind of something to look forward to because that was like the park I rode the most.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was that first one, but I mean, I rode that place every day, so it kind of always felt like home. But it was I think I was on a 12-inch, so it must have been maybe even younger.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like insane. I just watching your, Max Vu 10 years old cult video and just seeing crank arm grinds down rails and stuff. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like I remember it too, but just knowing you now and then going back and watching that, I'm like, wow.
Don't worry. Sometimes, not to sound like I'm full of myself, but like I like trip out when I watch younger videos of myself, and I'm like, if I like the age I'm at right now, if I saw a kid that young riding that good, I'd trip out too. I'd quit biking.
Like, what?
There's some stuff I did back then. I'm like, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that.
That's an interesting question. I think because I've talked to your dad about it, and he would always joke about, just young and dumb and made of plastic. You got to go get him to learn new tricks, and he would encourage you or push you. And I'm curious what your perspective of it, like from back then. What do you remember? Did you I imagine it's good vibes, but tell me about being 8 years old and getting good at BMX.
So it I don't know how I'd start this off. I still remember going to one of the first skate parks I've ever been to. It's Liberty Skate Park right down the street from me, and it's like the tiniest skate park ever. It's like a tiny heart-shaped bowl that's maybe like the tallest extension in there is 5 feet tall. But as a kid on riding a 12-inch, it felt humongous. And I remember still learning how to drop in there, learning to hit my first handrail. But yeah, it was my dad. I was really fortunate. I had a lot of really cool older brothers that taught me. And it's funny to say that, but they're all pro riders like Dakota and whatnot. But they're all there to kind of help guide me and push me.
That's pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I do not take that for granted at all. But my dad would be like, all right, Max, you're learning how to 360 today. And I'll be like, okay, like, what do I do? And we would just work on tricks at that skate park. And as a kid, you're kind of dumb and you can just huck stuff and huck it. And then eventually you're like, whoa, I landed it. And then it just progresses more and more and more. And from there.
How do you feel about it now that you're older? That I can't even imagine, because like I was getting taken to soccer practice and stuff, but to be taken to the skate park and be like, all right, kid, we're learning 360s today. That's crazy.
I'm really grateful for it, because learning tricks now is ridiculously way more hard. Just think about it more. Your body hurts more. So like I was 6 to 8 years old. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't know what a barspin or a tail was. So having a dad that kind of not necessarily pushes you to do it, but guide you and was like, all right, you're learning this trick today. We're going to give it a go. And if a kid learns a trick that fast, why not just keep pushing it to the next level, the next level, the next level? So I'm happy with how she taught me. It never felt like super crazy stress and all that. I'm sure some days were hard because you're learning new stuff, but it all pays off now. I'm happy where I'm at.
That's dope. Does any particular moment stick out in your head from 6 to 11 years old? Like landing a tail whip for the first time type of thing? Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I still remember at Liberty Skate Park hitting my first handrail, and it's like a up, flat, down, and it's like a little kicker next to it. And I remember my dad's like, you know how to jump, you could double peg a ledge, like you just kind of put 2 and 2 together and send it. And it was one of those things like you just had to huck it. It was like a roll in into it, and then you just jump onto it. And I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was second try. Like first one missed the back peg, next one perfectly just leveled it out and hit it. And I was like, this is the sickest feeling ever. I want to keep trying to do guys.
Yes. Street dog from day one, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean the bar spins and tailwhips, I would say came harder to me than the grinds. I remember bar spins and tailwhips. It felt like it took me years to learn when I was young. Granted, time was a little different, but Van's mini ramp, it's not there anymore, but that was what's responsible for teaching me bar spins and tailwhips. I'd go there every day, go on that mini ramp, drop in, do a fly out bar spin, and just see what happens, throw my bike, not catch a bar spin, get a bar to the gut. But yeah, that mini ramp's kind of taught me a lot of those tricks.
Yeah, rest in peace to that Vans park, huh?
I'll miss that mini ramp forever. That's like my favorite ramp ever.
Yeah, is the whole place gone now?
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, it's all gone. There's just a retail store front to it, and the back, I don't even know what they're doing with.
Lame. I'm curious about the business end of that skate park and why it stopped and all that, but anyway.
I don't
Do you know it?
What's up?
It sounded like you were about to explain it. I was like, oh shit, do you actually know?
I could see why the skate park, you got in for free, so it wasn't really like they were making a crazy amount of money. I feel like that was just more of Vans kind of giving back to BMX. Originally it costed money, and then I'd say the last like 3 or 4 years that they were open was just completely free. You would just sign a waiver, go in.
Nice.
So I think that was kind of Vans just donating it. So it sucks to say, but I could see why it didn't make money.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, back to being a little baby. Fucking A, it's so trippy to think. Let's pull it up actually and watch your 10-year-old baby Max, dude.
Dude, there's some videos up there where I'm like, there's some videos up there when I'm like 6 years old. It's crazy.
Max Vu, 6-year-old. Let's see. Colt. Oh yeah, 6-stair hubba. Here we are. Damn, dude, you're doing this shit at 6. It's so crazy.
My dad right there.
Yo. Oh my god. Right there to catch you. I love it. That's
it's
so
crazy
sick,
too.
man.
I just realized that was back pedal.
Yeah.
Just shout out being goofy footed.
It's like your face looks like you don't have any clue what's going on.
Yeah, I just hop on the ledge.
Look at the baby face, dude. Just I remember, I feel like I filmed you. We were on a Sabrosa trip out here, and I'm pretty sure I filmed you at the skate park.
Really? Oh yeah, because you guys did do like a little like ride thing.
Yeah, we did a park party.
Yeah, I miss that park so much. I go there every now and then just to cruise around, but it's so tiny.
Well, disaster at 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy. I remember this.
You do remember it?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That felt humongous. It felt like a 10-foot 360.
Yeah, I mean, relative to your body and bike, dude. Sick. Who is Jaden Vu?
So that's kind of like my uncle. We call him Locke, but he's actually Vietnamese too. I don't know the full breakdown, but he came over here pretty young from Vietnam. Came to the shop to get a BMX bike, and then my dad kind of liked who he was and hired him at the shop. So he actually worked at the shop for a while, and then would just ride with us. So he was like, "Yeah, I'd probably just film a little video of Max." But it's cool. He's still around. He hangs out at the shop every now and then. Hangs out with us. Like I said, he's like my uncle. I hold that dear.
I feel like last time I visited out there, I think I met him. Hanging
Probably
out
did, yeah.
Or your dad at least talked about him.
Yeah, he respects him a lot. Just kind of staying around, remembering where he came from.
Dope. All right, so 10-year-old. How does this come about?
So this was filmed by Vish. Robbie, I'm guessing, was like, "Yo, Vish, you need to film Max." And I remember Vish was like, "Okay, we need to film a video." I'm like, "All right, let's go to Van Skate Park." And then, because that's all I rode back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 10 years old. I don't know what street spots are. And then he's like, all right, you want to go ride street? And he was just like, all right, foo, follow me, and took us to some street spots. So later in the video, you'll see some street spots. But most of these clips is just like a normal session at Vans, I feel like.
Normal session, just hitting hangers and crank arms and Smiths at 10 years old.
This clip's actually cool. This is when I learned how to feeble 180.
Fuck
That
yeah.
exact clip. Miss Vans so much.
Yeah, Vans was sick. Let's see, little B spin, then right foot forward, crank arm.
Yep.
You said there's a whole story behind that.
Yeah. So crank arms, I completely just switched my feet because I'm goofy footed, and it kind of comes in my favor sometimes. It kind of doesn't. It kind of sucks, but I don't know. It adds character to biking, which is cool.
100%. Yeah, I know, but nobody's mad at you for that. Look at the street dog.
Oh yeah, this is like some of the first street stuff I've ever ridden.
Dude, hitting a proper rail. Oh my goodness.
Dude, I went to war with that thing.
Boom.
Crazy backstory, and I actually remember it. Like maybe like 5 tries in, my chain actually broke. So after that, it was me pushing, like scootering my bike into it, and to do the crank arm. And I remember I was like, oh, this is street riding.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Sick to see.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. That's pretty nuts.
Shout out little bikes.
Shout out little dudes shredding, man. It's fucking cool.
Dude, it's crazy to see the progression too, because you see like the little Sosuke kid and like a bunch of the Japanese kids. Like, I want to say they're around the same age, and they're doing like flip double whips and hop trucks, and I'm like, I don't even do that now. I don't even know how to comprehend that.
For real though. So besides Sasuke, is there anybody else that I should young shredder we should look at?
There's a little kid. I think he's like 6. His name is Chii. CHII BMX. He's over there. He's like a little kid with a big old full face. He looks like a bobblehead.
Let's go.
And like, dude, he's crazy on a box truck. Just a crazy biker.
Boom. Chi.
Right.
Swaggy tire slide. Oh my goodness. All right, fly out 5s. Dude.
Yep, no problem.
Tiny.
The helmet's bigger than his whole body.
How old did you say?
I want to say he's like 7, 6, 7-ish. I don't even know. They're so young. It's crazy to see.
Yeah. He does look like a bobblehead.
It's so funny. Street too.
Damn, dude. Bar spinning off of a ledge at however old, 7 years old right there.
Yeah.
In 2023. So now he's 9 now.
9. Okay, got it.
Let's see, what should we look at? He's winning contests.
Oh yeah.
He's going really high. Look at this. God, dude. What? He's doing tail whips to bar spins.
The progression over there is just unreal. And I don't know, they support it so much. It's so sick to see.
Yeah, I was like, what do you think? Why do they progress so much more over there?
I think it's just a little more accepted. With it being like X Games and all that, because I heard in the past it was kind of frowned upon just because it's biking. It kind of doesn't look as cool as other sports, but now that's in the Olympics. I feel like a lot of other countries are taking it a little more serious.
Yeah,
which could be a good, could be a bad, but they seem to be enjoying it. I met a lot of these kids over there in Japan, and they seem to be having a blast whenever we ride. So just a little more serious. Parents are supportive. Bikes are well made for little guys now. All that is just like a recipe to fast regression.
I'm pretty sure there was a double bar spin in here. Triple?
Yeah. Is that double?
Was that a double or triple? What the fuck? I don't know how to. I can't go back, but
the bikes are too small. You can't tell.
That's insane. All right, we're gonna start it over. We're gonna watch this one more time, see if it's a double or a triple. What a world! What a time to be alive.
I know.
The flare
right?
is crazy too. Like, All right, Chi, chill.
That's like a 7-foot quarter too.
1, 2, 3. That was 3. He did a triple bar, straight triple bar.
I've never done a double bar in my life. Just saying.
Dude. You seeing what Johnny Rakes is doing lately on his Instagram? Just
yeah, he's doing like
pew,
up
pew,
rail
pew.
triple bars like nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I'm excited. I don't know. I saw him. He posted attempts of a double peg up the hubba to bar catch bar catch bar.
Triple bar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, all right,
and he's
dude.
getting close, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's all that
Like-
kendama practice, fast hands.
Yeah, he's unworldly at biking. It's crazy.
For real. All right, so let's go back to being a young buck, and I imagine like the connections and sponsorship it doesn't hurt that Pops runs Epic, but what are your first memories of like the industry, if you will?
Let's see. I remember. I don't know how you would put this into perspective. I just remember being really little, running around the shop and seeing like Robbie come in, talk to my dad, kind of just mingle, and then eventually they started like that juvenile line. So that was kind of like, I guess, my first like look at it because I was sort of a part of it. Robbie would just come and have like a sample 12-inch frame, was like, all right, Max, you're riding this thing now. And then my dad would build it up and they're riding it. And then he would come in later, like, all right, I got these cranks for you, and just try it out. So from my perspective as a little kid, really supportive. Shout out Robbie, honestly. He's got an eye for it, and I guess he saw it when I was young, and fully supported the small bike thing. Fully supported just a lot of the little guys riding. You look at it now, like he hooks up a lot of the young up and coming riders, and I respect that. Just spotting the talent out and holding it to it.
Yeah, it's like being the catalyst for the future, or at least just encouraging the future, because like Joji, for example, when I looked into him, and he was also a baby prodigy, and then now he's developed into the swaggiest biker of all time, and it's like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see. And you like becoming the ambassador for BMX that you are. I'm sure you wouldn't say that about yourself, but that's what it is, and it's very cool. So yeah, shout out Robbie.
Yeah, shout out Robbie.
What about other industry stuff? Like, when did the other stuff start coming? The other stuff, Shadow, and I don't know off the top of my head right now, actually.
So originally, I was, of course, Cole, and then Primo was actually, I'd say, the second. It's hard to say because a lot of the industry guys, they knew me since before I was even born, if that makes any sense. So it almost made sense. Right when I pop out of the womb, they handed me a bike. But shout out Eric Stefano. He was my dad's sales rep at Primo. I feel like he was pretty responsible with getting me hooked up with Primo. He tells me stories all the time about when I was a baby in a carriage, and my dad would bring me into the Primo office, and he would just see me as a little baby. And then so now I'm a full adult. It kind of trips him out, but
that is trippy.
He hooked it up when I was young. Rode for Primo for a really long time, and then now I'd say I think the last 3 or 4 years went to Shadow. So shout out Ron Bonner. I kind of like the image of Shadow, what they're doing, and kind of hopped on board there.
Hell yeah! How did that come about?
So during that time, Alfredo, he was pretty kind of, I wouldn't say more in BMX, but more in BMX.
He was involved.
Robbie and Ron Bonner are obviously really good friends. So I remember one day Robbie was like, hey, just kind of throwing it out there. Ron really likes kind of what you're doing with the BMX stuff and would be cool to throw you some parts. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it, because during the time I was still riding for Primo, and nothing bad with Primo, but just during the time I was like, you know what, Shadow sounds pretty cool. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit a Braun. So hit a Braun, and he was like, yeah, dude, let's get you some parts and see where it goes. So that Alfredo, I think, put in a few good words too, and probably a few other people that behind the scenes, I don't know, maybe.
When was this? How long you been with Shadow?
I think 2020, maybe 5 years.
All right. Yeah, which at that point is crazy to think about. You were 16, still just a wee baby.
Time warp, dude. Sometimes
Yeah.
stuff feels like it was yesterday. Sometimes it feels like it's like 5 years ago. That's crazy. I don't even know.
Yeah. Just like based off of your BMX experience, I would like say you got to be at least 30 years old, but nope, 21.
Yeah, it's funny too because people always are like, "Oh, my body hurts." I'm like, "Dude, my body hurts too." And they're like, "You're 21." I'm like, "Dude, I've been riding since I was like 3. I think we have the same amount of miles on a bike."
I've been riding BMX for 18 years. Oh yeah, so how old are you? 21.
21.
What the fuck?
Damn, that's crazy to think about. 18 years.
It's so crazy. It's like you don't even know what it's like to not be able to ride a bike.
Yeah, I mean, biking's, I feel like just one of those things that's just always going to be a part of me no matter what.
Yeah, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, bikes with the bike shop, at the shop, and then riding my bike. It's just throughout the whole day, no matter what, I'm looking at a bike.
Yeah. It's part of your life, baby. All right, so that's Colt, Primo, Shadow. What about Vans? How does Vans come about?
So Jerry Batters over at Vans, also really good friends with Robbie. So once again, shout out Robbie and Jerry Batters. But yeah, he liked kind of seeing a little dude shred too, I guess, and was like, "Hey, if you ever need Vans shoes, hit me up." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I think during the time, I don't even know what shoes I was riding. I was probably riding some goofy shoes, and
Airwalks.
probably, who knows at that point. But I remember actually wearing, I think my first pair of Vans were like either slip-ons or skate highs, and I'm like, dude, these soles are actually really nice, like for riding. I'm not slipping my pedals anymore. And yeah, from then on, just got hooked up with shoes from Vans, and love them. No complaints.
Fuck yeah. I just got to meet Jerry Batters not too long ago, and I was stoked. It's crazy to
Sickest
think
dude ever.
about. Yeah, how much he's done, but no longer with Vans. Whack.
I think he's still in Vans. He doesn't have the same position, but he's still doing some small stuff with Vans.
Interesting. All right, cool. All right, Vans, Shadow, Colt. Sugo. What do we got? What, Albino and Preto? What's that?
Yeah, so that's the homies jiu-jitsu gi company.
You're into jiu-jitsu too, huh?
Yes, sir. I don't do it as much anymore, but still on occasion.
Now that you say that, I do remember seeing you in a gi.
So that was hooked up through Ron. So Ron Bonner and RV, the guy Albino and Preto, they're really good friends. They were doing a collab bike, and they kind of needed somebody to ride it, I guess, for some photos, and in LA during the time. And we're like, "Yo, you ride for Shadow? Like, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And they're like, "And you do jiu-jitsu? All right, perfect." So yeah, we did the collab bike. Ari was like, "Dude, that's really cool. Like, if you ever need gis and stuff like that." So started hooking me up with gis. Turns out Nick Castillo actually sponsored by them too for gis.
Nice.
So it was kind of cool just having a little BMX jiu-jitsu connection.
Yeah, the crossover is cool. How much is a gi?
Shit, dude.
Normally.
$250, I think, ballpark.
Yeah.
For theirs at least, because theirs are kind of the cream of the crop gis. I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely, that's fucking interesting, dude. Cool.
Yeah. And they always come out with cool collabs. They do like crazy patterns. Like they have a real tree camo collab that's like full real tree. There's some crazy gis out there from them.
What about you said it's a collab bike that you were riding? What was that? Can I look something up?
Just look up Shadow Conspiracy and then Albino and Preto. And it's a 26-inch cruiser, and it's a little collab.
That's dope. I just saw on your Instagram actually the fucking awesome cruiser bike.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, I want that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool bike.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, that FA bike, it's pretty funny because I don't know why at the shop, all the old school guys are drawn to it. They all think it's an old bike.
That's like, sick.
It's kind of sitting in the corner, not necessarily in plain eyes view, but in the corner. And every old school dude that's like, "Oh, I used to have a GT back in the day," and they're all like, "Whoa, what is that over there?" And I'm like,
yeah.
It's funny. I'm like, it's a Colt and fucking awesome did a collab. They're like, excuse me, like it is a new brand and a skate brand did a collab. They're like, oh, I thought it was an old bike.
It's exactly right, because it does look, the geometry of the frame, the fucking tire style. That's a vibe. I've been thinking about that because I want to go for bike rides more often without being hunched over on my BMX bike. I want to grow up and get a cruiser.
Heck yeah, yeah. The cruiser is great, and that thing, I actually had a 26 Devotion, which is what it's based off of. I took it to Skatepark, and it still shreds too. Did a crank arm on it. And I was like, okay, I'm happy.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm happy. Oh, that reminds me of the age-old question. What's the best feeling BMX trick? What do you think is the trick that no cameras are involved? It just feels the best.
That's hard. It's not even a trick. Just a good old-fashioned moto whip. Nothing will ever beat the feeling of a big old dirt jump and doing a moto whip.
The old bike wiggle.
Yeah,
that's not really
the
a
old
bike
jam
wiggle, but
salmon.
yeah.
If I were to say like a trick though, I would say 360.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would like a good feeling when you're comfortable on a nice jump, a 360, just unmatched feeling.
Beautiful. I don't think anybody said that for the best feeling one. I'd say that's a good choice.
So 2 days ago, I got hit up to do shows because sometimes I'm just an alternate for that, just an option for, I guess, income. They're like, yo, like, we need somebody to do a show. Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, I'm down. And they're like, well, just saying, it's like not a normal size jump. It's like a little bigger. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's probably going to be a little bit bigger.
Is it the Nitro Circus show?
It was damn near a Nitro Circus jump. I think, no, it's the same size as a Nitro Circus jump.
Yeah, the one that I got to see where it's like the, the smaller version of the Nitro Circus big ramp. Yeah.
Exactly. It was that. So
it's a 2-story drop in.
Yeah, 30-foot roll in,
bro.
10-foot lift, 30-foot gap.
Yeah.
So I go there the day before to help the guy set up, and I'm like setting it up. I'm like, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, I have to ride this tomorrow. I did not know it was this big. So I couldn't sleep all night the night before. The day I get there, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna climb to the roll-in and just go. And everybody's like, all right, just relax. It's a lot of air time. Just don't do anything crazy. And the guy that built it, John Beathers, he's a kind of a mad genius. He's pretty cool. First time meeting him, but he's like, just go up there and drop in, do nothing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trust you. Drop in, work perfect, but I shit you not, 10 seconds of airtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I just straight jumped in. It was probably the most terrifying thing I've ever done on my bike. I have to do tricks now. So then I'm like, okay, I'm pretty decent at doing tail-ups. I'm pretty decent at doing 360s. So let's give this a shot. And I was, for some reason, was like, I want a 360 at first. And everybody's like, Max, you're going to have to spin like ridiculously slow. I'm like, okay, I got this. Go up there, do the slowest 3 I've ever done, open up, and I'm still like at the peak of my height. And I'm still just spinning. I'm like, okay, this isn't not going to end well. Land 450, get whipped off my bike. It was an airbag, so it wasn't worst thing that could happen. They're like, you need to go even slower. So the next one, they're like, imagine you're doing a 180, and then the last second come around. And I did it, laced it that second time, and never did it again. I'm like, all right, I'm good on that.
That's got to feel insane.
Best feeling 360 I've ever did.
Yeah, dude. It's just the slow, like actual hang time, I feel like 4 seconds. What do you think?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, 4 seconds.
It's crazy to think about, dude.
Like there was no carve or nothing. They're like, just go off the lip, look where you want to go. And I thought I missed my pop completely. Like I was in the air floating 180. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die right now. And it just perfectly laced the 360.
That's fucking wild. What else did you get done?
Got a sick old tail whip on there. Felt like I could double tail up, even though I've never done one. But tail whip, got the Superman, Suey no-hander, all the fancy show tricks. Mean knack. Did like a 5-second long knack over it.
That's what's up.
That's all I really did because I was terrified to do anything else.
Fuck it. That's all you need to do.
Exactly. They're happy. I was like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Today.
Did my job.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting to watch the homies do like cash rolls, front flip, like Mason Ritter, watching him do front flip tail whips and then heel clicker,
Yeah.
heel clicker, just beautiful. And so much like it's from watching BMX videos for the past 20 years, like I'm desensitized. I can I can feel it when I watch them on the internet. I can like feel how it would be, but seeing it in person, I'm just like, wow, like a little kid again.
So that show, I had to ride it with Daniel Sandoval, Brady Baker,
Damn.
BJ Ellis. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm riding with 3 like X Games dudes.
Yeah, those guys are fucking nuts. Cool.
Brady's warm up was literally a flip whip, and he was like, "Yeah, that was like if I do a straight jump, I'm gonna mess up, so I need to do a trick." I'm like, "Oh, I wish I had that problem."
Yeah, that's a nice problem to have, buddy. You're just going just dead sailor in it. Oh man,
Terrifying.
You know what I thought about when I was looking or like watching your shit today is what I want to see Max Vu proper, lots of effort and time video part.
Yeah.
What's up?
I've been thinking about that. I've been slacking. Me and Eddie actually we're sitting on a handful of really good clips, I would say. I was trying to do that this year, but a lot of traveling stuff and me slacking off, I would say put a pause on it. But I would say we have a pretty decent first start.
Sick. That's cool to hear.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of nice being really busy sometimes, but then it's also like a curse because then you have like 4 different projects. So whenever you have free time, you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you're like, oh, I need to go film.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to like make it a priority. Otherwise, it just kind of falls off,
I mean, that happens like I try to just keep BMX fun and not like a chore.
Yeah, and I like that. You shouldn't put the pressure on you, but also fucking do it, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You're only young one.
Randomly through a random month, I'll be like, I need to like spot lurk, so I'll have like spots saved on my phone, and then we'll get like one thing done. I'm like, all right, I'm cool, and then like let's keep that fire going, and then it kind of just dwindles out.
It fizzles, dude. It's crazy. The momentum is real.
Yeah, it's honestly mad respect to those dudes. Like, dude, Alex put out what 3 banger edits. Like I cannot comprehend that.
Yeah,
the commitment to that is insane.
He's a consummate professional, and it's a treat. We're all, dude. This year has been the craziest year for biking videos. Like,
yeah, imagine Nora Cup voting.
Yeah, tough.
Like I was like looking, I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do here. There's like, I want to select all.
Who did you end up voting for? Let me hear your picks. I'll give you the categories. It's like transition rider.
Transition rider, Corey Walsh, easy.
Yeah. Street rider.
Street rider. Fuck, who did I pick? Damn, this makes me look bad. Hold on, let me think. Too much on my mind right now. Oh yeah, it was Garrett. Because we just finished watching the no love.
Yeah. Video part.
That's kind of obvious.
Yeah, Garrett is goated. But video of the year. Video part of the year.
Video part. Garrett.
Yep. I think that was also
video lead by example. Sorry,
I was rooting for him.
That was a really good video, and I was really hyped on how it turned out.
Yep, me too. I actually I thought all the boys in the video or in mediocre were like, we're gonna fucking win, and I was like, no, we're absolutely not. I hope Grant wins. That would be cool to get the upset, but No Love is fucking phenomenal. So
yeah, I mean, No Love was really good. I just like how everything was put together on Lead by Example.
Yeah, nailed it. What do you think of the music? We were all talking shit, smashing pumpkins and all this stuff, but I think it's just on trend. Like it's what's kind of in.
I liked it. I don't know. No complaints. Music has always been hard. I struggle really hard, and that's why half the time I have Eddie help me. But music selection and then like trying to match that to someone's writing is insanely hard.
Yeah.
So anytime I see a video and I'm like watching it and it's the music's vibing in my head and it kind of is all making sense, I'm like, okay, this is good.
The whole experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's very important. It's crazy. It's that part drives me absolutely insane when I'm making a video. And then by the time you're done editing it, you've heard the song so much that you hate it. So it's just
Exactly.
like, I hate this. I hope you guys like it.
I cannot imagine full length, like sitting there just for days and days and days of the same just music. It would drive me crazy.
It was over a month straight of 12 hours a day editing. It was I lost my mind, and just never again. Never gonna do a full length again.
I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it, but you should do another one.
Nah.
At least maybe a mini length.
Yeah, that's like if anything, shorter term projects that are 10 minutes or less. Like an hour and 15 minutes was the runtime, and it's all like 3-second clips, and it's all timed perfectly to the music and shit. Perfectly is a bold statement, but very intentionally. Anyway,
yes.
I'm curious about your kind of transition from being the little kid to riding a 20-inch. Like, how old were you when that transition happened, and what was that like?
I want to ballpark it around what, 15, 16, roughly. I don't remember. I have horrible memory, but it definitely was hard. I remember taillips and 360s were insanely hard just because you got a lot more bike to spin.
Yeah.
And I had actually a pretty small 20-inch. I built up too short, a 20-inch top tube too short. So it's like damn near the shortest 20-inch frame you do. But it was still hard, like just the wheel rotation, all that. But also during that age, I feel like you're gaining a lot of muscle. So, but you're still weak from being a little kid. So it kind of was like a struggle for a little bit. But once everything caught up, a lot of stuff kind of got a little bit easier. Like you could actually muscle the bike around instead of like guiding the bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember like the first month or so was like, damn, this is hard.
I believe it. Have you, and then I don't know, it's interesting because I feel like that's a whole sector of BMX that I never really think about. Like there's kids out there that ride 18 inches and 16 inches and they have to make that jump to the 20. What's your advice to somebody that has to make that jump?
Just don't be frustrated. Kind of keep to it. As corny as it sounds, it gets easier. Anytime something's new, it's gonna be hard. Anytime something's new, it needs to break in. I feel like some kids, if they're doing that jump and it's hard, they're just gonna get frustrated and kind of just dwindle down on the skill level. But if you kind of keep it pushing, once your muscle and your strength catches up to that bike, you're just gonna be even better.
True.
The bike, it's gonna ride faster. You're gonna be able to push through bigger jumps. You're gonna be able to manhandle a bike. It gets on the rails easier. You lock on the rails way better. I remember like being on a little bike. It was insanely hard to do crooks because it would not work. Like,
yeah, it's too short.
Now a 20-inch, like you could crook and you could feel your pegs moving around. You're fine. So It gets easier. Don't worry, guys.
Hell yeah. Is there anything that you could do on the smaller bikes that you can't do now on the big bike?
Not necessarily a hard stop, but bar spins, I definitely was way better when I was younger and on a smaller bike.
Interesting. I wonder
why.
Really,
really suck at bar spins, and I kind of know why, and it's more of a fear thing.
Oh, okay.
So give you the breakdown. When I was like, I think I was still on an 18, maybe a 16. Of course, I was good at bar spins. I was doing a line. I think I was doing like air whip and then air bar, and I just learned like 5s or something. I was trying to do them all on the line, and I did an air bar, and it kind of like either snagged on my shirt or just stopped. I remember it just being stopped at like T-bog. So then I like kind of ditched my bike, but I'm riding a half pipe, so it bounced off like the deck and the quarter and just bounced back right at me. And the bar end like perfectly punched right where my eyelid is.
Oof.
And I thought I lost my eye. My eye was bleeding. I couldn't see out of it for a little bit.
Damn.
It was kind of a really gnarly injury. Fear is part of biking, but that was like the one injury that I was like, dude, that was gnarly. And it was like complete freak accident. Like there's nothing I could have really done for it to not happen. Nothing I could have done to make it any worse. It happened.
The freak accidents are the ones that get you. It's crazy.
Every once in a while, I'll scare myself and try to do a bar spin, but they're scary.
Was there anything that, like, looking back, that you wish that you like learned when you were young that you want to do now?
I would say switch. A lot of switch stuff is really hard for me. I don't know why. But I feel like if I would have done it at a younger age, it'd have been a little more natural and less scary. Just going
Yeah.
back to that, you're not scared of stuff when you're younger. But
Yeah.
if you're young and you're watching this video, try to learn stuff both ways because it's insanely hard to do it when you're older.
For real, it feels insane to
Crazy
like
unnatural.
what Nathan does and Jordan Godwin and everybody. I mean,
Crazy.
the top dogs, and it's so subtle to somebody who doesn't really know BMX. Like you wouldn't notice it, but even just like a 180, you know, the 180 challenge where it's 180 regular and oppo, and then switch regular, switch oppo. Yeah. Even that, I'm just like, dude, it feels like I've never ridden a bike before.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up too, because so certain tricks going back, like tail ups and crank arms, I switch my feet. And when I'm riding and I'm getting ready to do a crank arm, I switch my feet to do a crank arm. It feels completely natural. But if I try to ride any time else, doing anything else, and I switch my feet, I feel crazy on a bike.
That's weird.
I don't know how that works. I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah. Joey Mata switches his feet for crank flips and only crank flips, nothing else. And it's
me too. Crank flips, I have to switch my feet.
It's weird. Why?
I don't know why.
You're built different. What are the basic overview of your geometry now, and what do you think is the most important part of BMX geometry for you personally?
I would say smaller wheelbase. I'm kind of moving away from the super duper small wheelbase. Like I said in the past, my first 20-inch bike and I think like my first 3 or 4 were all too shorts. So it was like a 12.3 or 12.4 rear end.
Is the only thing that affects the wheelbase? It's a combo of the fork sweep and the chainstay.
Yeah. Got it. But and then I went on to the Heaven's Gate, which is a little bit longer. I think it's like a 12.8 slam.
Still so small.
Still short, short. And then now I'm on the Biggie, which I actually have it pulled back, so it's probably like a 13.2. And I kind of like how that's feeling a little bit more.
Why?
Certain stuff feels a little better, like box jump stuff. You kind of get like a different push through and pull on airs and stuff like that. You do feel it on a lot of spin stuff. For sure, smaller wheelbase, you got a way faster spin, but it's a different axis spin. I don't really know how to explain it. Longer wheelbase just feels more stable.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just slowly creeping into the longer and longer wheelbases.
It's growing up.
Exactly, yeah. Which, I don't know, I'm full grown now, but bike's growing still. Yeah,
of course. And then top tube?
Top tube right now, 21. I'm pretty happy with that. I was thinking about going longer, but I have a really short stem, so my 6 stem's like ridiculously short, going back to the ridiculous short stuff, but it's 43 or 46, sorry. Which normal short stems are like 48. But we're working on actually, hopefully Robbie and Neil doesn't get mad, but we're working on a longer one. So I'm actually really excited to run a longer stem, see how that feels compared to maybe a longer, like a 21.25 top tube.
Cool. Do you have I saw that you got a colorway on a frame. Is there anything else with your name on it?
Just the stem. So the colorway and the stem.
What's the stem called?
It's just Max Boost stem. Nothing too crazy. It's the one that doesn't have bolts on top.
Yeah, look at that. Oh shit, that is clean. Let's see. Share this tab.
There she is. So yeah, you can see how short it is. I designed that when I was like kind of crazy young, and I wanted a short stem.
I like it. We got a brain.
Yeah,
big brain.
Big brain.
I'm a little. I was about to ask where the nuts are or where the bolts are, but they're
underneath. Yep.
on the other side.
Bluetooth. I always make that joke.
That's pretty good. Bluetooth. All right. So everybody go to Dance Comp and buy this and use code Kanode. That's dope. Yeah, I think you were about to say backstory behind it.
Yeah. So, okay, crazy backstory. All right. So a really long time ago, I don't remember exactly when. I want to say roughly, I was 14, 15. It was right before I jumped up to a 20-inch. I actually broke my leg riding, doing the stupidest trick ever. It was a foot jam.
Damn.
Not even a cool story. It was just a foot jam. I slid out and broke my leg. It was stupid.
Damn,
But
that is stupid.
I was bedridden for however long your leg broken is, and one of the locals guys, Jonathan Kikawa, shout out to him. He teaches SolidWorks at the local college, which is the main design program that like damn near everything uses, airplanes and bicycles.
Heard of it? Yeah, is
Um,
that CAD?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So he was like, "Yo, like while you're down, I can help teach you this." And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm not doing anything else." So he would come to the shop, and I'd be in my cot with an elevated leg, and he'd be like, "All right, we're gonna learn how to do this," and I'll just be laying there. He'd be teaching me. So one of the little projects I had while I was learning it was trying to design bicycle parts, and my dad has an old dyno stem. I think it's called a Spin Tech. And the bolts are actually reversed like that. So I was like, that's a really cool design stem. I'm curious on how it would look with like modern geometry, modern looking. And then we came out with that. I sent it to Neil, which is the design dude over at Colt. And he's like, dude, that's actually really cool. Like, it'd be cool to actually make this. I'm like, dude, really? No way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, here we are now with the stem that has my name on it.
It's so sick. That's very cool.
Yeah, that thing's money, but it's such a sick looking stem.
Yeah, for real. It's very rare that in BMX you get a new design of anything. Like I think.
I mean, I try to keep it fun. It's kind of hard to say because BMX is pretty straightforward and change is hard for BMX. But I don't know. Figured why not throw an extra element in there, throw bolts underneath, and make it look different.
Yeah, and it's like still keeping the function really good versus. Actually, I don't know. I think the elemental stem functioned, but I heard a bunch of stories. But talk about switching shit up. Like that design is fucking interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I try to keep the same principle. The only thing is obviously your bolts are underneath, so it's gonna be a little bit different and tie in your stem. But I actually in SolidWorks you could do stress analysis and like it's on par with other stems.
Nice.
So, and knock on wood, but I haven't heard anything bad from people that have ridden it. So I'm happy. I'm a happy man for designing that when I was really young.
That's fucking awesome. And it looks cool. Do you have any stoner thoughts of like design changes that won't work, but you've thought of them for BMX, like a triple top tube or you know what I mean?
No, it wasn't even that crazy. It was like a frame design, and it's actually pretty funny because me and Aryeh just love old bikes. So he did the wishbone. I had kind of a weird idea to do a frame end where it's like, the Chase Hawk frame, it kind of like swoops in like that.
Yes.
So it would have been like that with the wishbone, and I actually drew it up, and I was like, this looks a little different. I don't know if people would actually like it. So there was like a few things like that where I like, once I drew it up, I'm like, yeah, probably
never mind.
But I kind of accepted that BMX is pretty straightforward. So I know there's certain stuff that's like, kind of put it in, keep it in my head.
Yeah, there's no need to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's like a non-negotiable for you on your bike? What's like, some people like grippy tires or flush pedal with the crank. What's your thing that you must have?
I don't know. I think there's not really anything. I'm pretty neutral. There's nothing that if you change it on my bike, it'll feel incredibly weird. I think about it a lot, but Do you know Drew Bazanson?
Yeah.
So there was a while that he would stay down in SoCal, and he would actually ride the Vans mini ramp a lot, which is all I rode when I was there.
Yep.
And so we became pretty good friends. He would always be at the shop hanging out. And I remember someone asked him like kind of the same question. He's like, you know what? At the level of biking a lot of us are at, if you close our eyes and you just put anything else that's different on our bike, very good chance we probably won't know. It's like I feel like it's more a placebo, and I kind of think about that a lot whenever people do stuff in the shop. People are super particular about certain stuff,
Right.
And I kind of do that every now and then. Like I'll just change my handlebar angle, or like change the height of my seat, or do something dumb on my bike, and it feels weird for like an hour, and then I just don't even think about it anymore.
And then you're used to it. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I have that same attitude. Like I've never really cared about geometry or anything. Like it's all so like the differences are just pretty small.
Tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely have preferences, but it's nothing's make or break for me.
Yeah. Do you remember having a holy shit, that's them moment? Like who's the first, BMX celebrity that you geeked out on meeting?
I think the first one was probably Ryan Nyquist.
Yeah, that's huge.
Super random. It was a US Open. So I don't know what year it was. I was definitely crazy young, but we snuck into the US Open like athlete lounge area, and he was just like chilling there. I'm like, holy shit, that's Ryan Nyquist.
Yes.
I'm like, that's a guy that does suicide double bars. Went over there. He was really cool. He said, what's up? That's probably the first one. I feel like going back, I was really spoiled. I saw a lot of pros growing up being in SoCal and my dad having a shop, but that was kind of the first one and only other one. Everyone else that I met as I got older, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's a pro rider. And I try to just treat them like normal humans, but that was the first one I was like really young, and I'm like, dude, this guy's sick.
Oh my God, it's Nyquist.
Literally, exactly.
Yeah. So good. And then who do you think, besides your dad, had the biggest influence on you and your biking?
I would probably say Robbie. I genuinely don't think I'd be to the caliber I am as far as like certain hookups and trips and videos and stuff without Robbie's help. He put a lot of stuff into motion. He helps guide me with a lot of stuff. And he's been through it all. So a lot of times I'm like, hey, Robbie, what's your opinion on this? And he always gives me solid advice, never really gives me anything where it's like, damn, that sucks. It's always been straightforward, solid.
Dope. What about videos? Like what video was on repeat when you were 15 years old or 16 years old?
It's funny you bring that up because I always love just telling people, because it's kind of not necessarily slept on, but nobody talks about it. But Etnies Grounded, my favorite video ever.
Hell yeah. Who's your favorite part?
Probably Ruben's.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that video also influenced my riding a lot. Just seeing him do like a crazy gap wall, I'm like, this is the sickest thing ever. I literally I still watch that video to this day. I'll randomly open the shop one day and I'll be like, put up a BMX video, and he's grounded. Yes,
dude, it's a classic, and it's wild. I think I was 17 when this came out, so this is also in my formative years. Was Ruben the first part?
No, Aaron was the first. You passed it. It was like
it was towards the end, right?
Yeah, towards the end. I think it's the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the banger.
Everybody's part in this thing's good. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's something special, dude. Ruben's once in a generation type of biker.
All the steez too makes it look so easy.
Like early on too, everybody else compared to him is no style. Compared to him. Oh, I remember that table. I haven't watched this in probably a decade, dude.
I can almost name like every single clip in this video.
That's what's up. We all have that one, the most influential. God, that's so good, dude.
It's like nobody does that.
Yeah. I think every single thing is absolutely timeless. Even the way he does that Manny 3. Tire tappy, but swaggy.
Yeah, I love.
Have you
I
ever
like.
have you hung out with Ruben?
I've met him, I think 2 times. Never really hung out with him. Just kind of said what's up. That's kind of it. But I don't know. He's an older fella now. It'd be hard to, I feel like, get along with him if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Um,
understandably so. He's
there's
like
certain
twice
older
your age.
dudes. Oh my god. Yeah, see, like that looks so sick. I always look at gap balls and I think of this video.
Yep. And you were doing wall rides in that 6-year-old edit at that skate park, which is trippy to think about. So if you're 21 now and it's 2025, you were 3 years old when this video came out.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
crazy.
fuck?
That's crazy.
That's actually crazy. Okay. Damn, I'm way older than you. What do we have in common, dog?
VXs, I guess.
VXs and BMX, baby. Yeah, it's really cool that you're hopping into the camera world.
Yeah, it's been the latest fixation. It's kind of a problem. Dude, I want to hit an angle change on you. Look at my desk right now.
Oh shit, we're working over here.
That's the one that Sauce gave me, but there's like, I guess these old cameras, it's kind of common, but mold grows inside of it. And yeah, it like just makes everything slightly blurry in the sun. So I'm going and trying to fix this thing and seeing if I break it or not.
Interesting. Do you have like so there was one shop out here that did camera repairs like that, and I'll never forget him because he had like the magnifier glasses on and all the tools, and I don't think he wore gloves, but it was sick to see. Like it was basically what you have in your room, but times 1,000 in this small office space. I don't know where I was going with it. I was going to ask if you have those fucking magnifying glasses.
No. I went to the electrical store the other day and I looked at them, but I'm like, I don't need another thing. And I could see them fine. I
don't need another thing.
Kind of just winging everything, if I'm being completely honest.
So how are you doing it? Like if somebody wanted to get into what you're doing, are you just YouTubing it and sending it?
Yeah. I mean, what I try to do first is send it, take it apart first. Obviously, if you have a broken one, that's what's best, to take it apart so you don't break a good camera. But just wing it first. If that works, cool. If you're stuck, use YouTube. If there's no YouTube, you're going back to winging it anyways. So keep going.
That's valid. That's good.
I only had a YouTube one thing, and I forgot what it was, but it was taking apart the VX, and it was like some weird ribbon cable. I just had to make sure I was doing the right thing and I wasn't gonna break it. But
yeah, it's crazy how many parts are inside of one of those things. It's not a simple machine.
It is. I think the TRV 900 is gnarlier than the VX as far as like compartmentalizing, because the VX 2000. So that's the first one I've ever taken apart, and just because someone was gonna throw it away and it was kind of shitty. And then from then on, that's kind of when I started taking it apart. But I opened this thing up last night, and I'm like, it's so much more compact, and everything just squeezed into a smaller thing.
Huh. Well, I admire that. I've never even tried to take that apart. I'm trying to think.
Send it. You still have one more.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I wanted to, I think I would. You know.
That's fair.
Are you working on anything with your tapeless setup right now that we can all look forward to?
With this TRV that I have apart, I'm actually planning on trying to fit that little white box, the immersion thing, inside the camera, so it's not external.
Oh shit!
A few people have done it with VXs. I don't think anybody's done it to a TRV, even though I think it is gonna fit better. But we'll see. I don't know yet. I'm kind of just winging it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, and I burn the house down, that's what happens.
Fuck yeah. Let's see. Travel. I know that you've been a whole bunch of places. What's been your absolute favorite?
I would say by far Japan. I kind of, everything was perfect. We went over there. tickets were ridiculously cheap. It was kind of an improv trip too. Randomly, I think one of me or one of my friends were like, "Yo, tickets to Japan are like $400," and we're like, "Dude, we've always wanted to go." So we wound up somehow rallying up 10 other random people. So we had 10 people going all together.
Sick.
And yeah, a lot of riding, a lot of cultural experience. Got to meet a lot of the Japanese riders that I've always wanted to meet. Hung out with the Motobunka guys. Got a clip in the new Motobunka video. Go watch that if you haven't. Yeah, couldn't have been any better.
When was this?
It was January, so almost a year ago.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list. I'm jealous. That's fire.
If you go January, that's when tickets are cheap, I guess.
All right.
It's a little cold, but it's doable.
Dude, $400 is pretty doable. I'd like to go to Japan. That would be fucking awesome.
Food is crazy cheap there.
So
crazy cheap.
Like realistically, the whole trip could be $800, including staying and food and everything.
Easily.
That's what's up. You got anything planned coming up that you're excited for?
Let's see. Within the next couple months, let's see. A few weeks from now, I'm actually going up to Oregon for the first time to hang out with REA.
Sick.
We've been friends for damn near our whole lives, and I've never gone up there.
Bad friend.
I feel bad. He always begs me to, and I just never do it. But
hell.
Goods is doing like a little 20-year anniversary jam. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go up there. So going up there for a week, hanging out with him. I'm really excited to ride Burnside.
Yeah.
I heard it might be gone next year. Like they're tearing it out or something. So yeah, trying to put some tires on that before it's no more. After that, I don't think too much more. Just kind of seeing what's on the horizon and maybe another improv trip.
Beautiful. I'm curious about your magic wand answer. I asked if you could wave a magic wand and make a trick disappear. What would you get rid of?
Oh boy. That's hard. I'm gonna have to ponder for a while on this one. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this because a lot of people do them, and I feel like a lot of kids do them. You know, when people, it's kind of a trick, but not really a trick. You know, when people do like the full cab, but they do like the cab Manny and then 180.
Yeah.
But it's not a cab Manny, but they like kind of like pivot and then they 180, but they just full cab. Yeah, I absolutely hate that.
I second that. I strongly second that, dude.
Either do like a real half cab to manual and hold the manual to 180, or just do a hop full cab.
It's weak sauce to just slowly pivot and then 180. It's bullshit is what it is.
And it looks like crap.
I don't think you're gonna get hate. I think everybody agrees. Fuck that.
Okay, thankfully.
That's great. That's fucking awesome. Is there a trick that you are working on right now? It's funny. It's so weird to talk to you. I feel like you're an old professional rider, but you're fucking 21, dude. What the fuck?
I know. Trust me, I feel old.
That's crazy.
I hit my knee on the car door earlier, and now I'm limping. I've been trying to do them for a while. I've just never really tried it, but I really want to do switch whips. I'm so bad at them. I don't know why. Even though they're normal, they're like technically should be the normal way.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know why. My brain just doesn't comprehend it. I could get it around good, just have the worst time catching it. I've tried, sort of tried certain sessions, but I've never was I'm landing it this session and straight blood. But maybe we'll see how I feel.
It'll come. It'll come with this fucking video part that you're gonna work on with Eddie.
Exactly. You're gonna do a mean switch rib down a set.
Down a set. All right, dude. Okay, Garrett.
Sometimes I feel like that's the best way to learn a trick is either doing it down something big or filming it, because you kind of you either just do it or you're like, nah, this isn't it.
Yeah, you're gonna die or you're gonna fucking win. Mm-hmm. Speaking of whips, what do you think is your favorite tail whip you've ever done? I just watched your full factory guest thing, and I was like, damn, whipping up onto that dumpster is pretty sick.
It's pretty.
Or not
That's a hard question.
Container.
Oh, I think I know though. I think I know because I had to work for it. Battle of Hastings qualifier, wall ride tail whip. It was my first wall ride whip and probably the craziest one I'm ever gonna do.
What was it on?
It was the bull transfer.
Okay.
I don't think you could do it anymore because they put a spine like where you would get speed. But I think the first person I saw do that wall ride was Greg Illingworth.
Hell yeah.
And it's like from the big bull to the small bull, and you like go over the deck. I tried the wall ride in practice, and I'm like, dude, I wonder if I could trick out of this because it's so tall. Like there's so much fall air time. And it was like end of my run. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a go. And then like bike actually got underneath me, and I didn't expect that. And I'm like, okay, now I have to land it. And I ate shit a bunch, but I got it.
Fuck yeah. That's sick.
Definitely could not walk the next day, but it was the most rewarding like feeling tail whip I've ever done.
That's badass. That's a great answer. On that same kind of note, what do you think you're most proud of so far in your BMX career?
Just thinking, I was thinking about it actually the other day. Actually going back to Vietnam and kind of, I wouldn't say because it sounds like I'm fooling myself, but boosting that scene over there. I actually had a lot of like local riders that were riding with me. They like reached out since I've been back here, and they're like, I really appreciated you coming out. Like you taught us a lot of new tricks, and like you kind of gave us like a new fire underneath. And then there was another kid that like kind of made me feel like complete when I was there. I was kind of teaching him how to do some stuff, and he's a really little kid, the youngest kid I saw riding there. His parents reached out and were like, hey, like he really enjoys teaching, like you teaching him, even though there's a language barrier, but he somehow is just understanding it. Like we would actually be like down to help get you back out here and like boost him to like teach him. I'm like, dude, that's like a crazy humbling experience.
Damn, dude, that's so good.
But yeah, it's kind of cool just having the Vietnamese heritage, going back there, having them reach out to me made me feel really complete. I don't know how to explain it.
What a beautiful answer, man. That's great. All right, scariest moment.
Oof. All right. Vans Am contest. I always eat shit at them because I always try something stupid. But there was a mini ramp outside, and they opened like these bay doors. So with it open, you could like transfer. Well, at least I thought you could, but you could maybe transfer from the outside mini ramp like over this fence through a bay door into the skate park. So for the Vans Am, I was like, you know what, that's gonna be my trick. That's like kind of like my do or die. And I didn't even think about it, but when I did it, I pulled back too hard and like completely smacked the pillar that holds the bay door open. And it was from there, just smacked my body on that, and then it was like a 10-foot flat drop onto my bike. And as I'm falling, it was like enough time where I'm like, oh, this might be it. I'm eating hard shit.
This might be it.
It was really scary. I think maybe a concussion, but I kind of got out of it good.
Yeah.
But definitely pretty damn scary.
I remember this vaguely. Is there footage of it?
There might be. I don't
even know what I would search.
I don't even know where you look it up. Yeah. There might have just been like someone's short video or something. I don't even know where you would find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a few good crashes there, a few good head bonks.
Yeah, that's another great thing to hear is what's been your worst injury so far? So far, not
probably that broken leg. That thing was a big bummer. It was the worst because of how dumb the trick was.
Foot jam.
A foot jam. The way it broke, it wasn't like a crazy nasty break, but it broke on my growth plate. So going into detail here, but one bone spiral fracture, that one healed fine, and then the other bone broke on the growth plate, and then when it healed, the growth plate fused. So as a growing teen, your bones are still growing. It fused, and they're like, okay, so since it fused, we need to actually fuse the other bone. So you need to go into surgery again to shut down it. Otherwise, if the one bone keeps growing, your leg's gonna start twisting. I'm like, okay. So I had to do another surgery. So it kind of just extended everything. So I think I was damn near a year before I was like on a bike again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. So don't put your feet down, kids, when you fall.
Let's see. Who's your favorite rider right now? Who do you like watching the most?
Favorite rider. Let's see. Let me ponder on this. I'm trying to think of a good solid answer for you. Because I have a few runner-ups. Like Denim and Reed Stark are probably two of my favorites just in general lately. They don't ride too much, but whenever they ride, the way they ride and the spot usage is always my favorite. Let me think. Try to give you a good answer. Actually, you know what? This is kind of a given, but that TKO contest in Milwaukee, I actually was like the first time watching Eric Elstrand ride.
Nice.
I would say that, which
Hell
is kind of an easy answer, but that's the only thing that comes to mind right now.
He's incredible.
He could do all the crazy stuff, and then he also did like the biggest like peg foot jam whip thing on the biggest ramp there. So like he kind of could just do it all, and he just
really can.
The weird tricks that are really cool. So I actually really like that.
Fuck yeah. On that same note, like, what's your favorite modern edit or video part or trip part, or not part, but trip video?
Trip video.
This modern BMX video. What do you like?
How modern are we talking?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because the obvious answer I think would be Deadline, but I'm trying to think of another answer.
Yeah, maybe after that. 10 years.
10 years. Okay, let me think. Pop
quiz. When did Deadline come out?
2014.
Good guess. 2012.
Yeah, close enough. I was a baby anyways.
It's true.
Since I watched it the other day, the A Angles video.
Hell yeah.
I just kind of going back on that. Riding was good. Music was good. Way everything was just put together. I liked it.
Classic. Really. Good job, Scott.
Yeah. Shout out Scott. Shout out Scott and his what are they called? Chops.
Yeah, the muttons. Boy, he's got like an encyclopedia brain, and he's just, you can see his passion for BMX just oozing out of his fucking ears. It's really cool. And he's a photographer. Who's your favorite photographer that you've worked with?
It's kind of weird if we're talking about photos. I've only really worked with Z. Like
that's lucky. That's so good.
I'm trying to think. I like feel bad if I'm missing anybody out, but in like the last couple of years, the only person I've really taken like some good photos with is Z. I mean, Eddie kind of takes photos here and there, but I feel like those are a little different. Yeah, I guess Z would probably be for photos.
How about filmer?
Eddie, easy answer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Runner up Vish, obviously. Vish was pretty important in a lot of my childhood and pretty lately videos. But Eddie, he's Unk. He's always cruising out with us. Yeah, it's always really natural filming with him, if that makes any sense. I feel like that's like a thing nobody really speaks upon.
It's so, yeah, Eddie's pure vibes, and it's so crazy to hear him referred to as Unk, because to me he's a little baby nephew, you know. Damn, dude, we're getting old, man.
I know we joke about that all the time. We're like, "Let's get on."
That's good, Unc.
But he is he's always looking out for us.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of stuff in motion too. A lot
Yeah.
of if you're looking for a spot, always text him. If we have nothing to do and we're trying to ride that day, yo, what are you doing? He's
Yeah.
always our dude when it comes to that. So
I'm stoked to see him get the signature thing going. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, go look at that if you guys haven't. Shout out Eddie.
Yeah. Shout out Eddie. Okay. Is there any other? Let's do before Mount Rushmore. Let's do your advice for the kids.
For BMX, don't make it a chore. I think that's kind of the most important thing I try to talk about. Just I've seen a lot of, I'm not going to mention any names, but I've seen a lot of people ride bikes for fun, and then it becomes a chore. Like being sponsored is kind of a chore because you have to ride and promote, but you could still make that fun. If it's not feeling fun to you, you're doing something wrong. You should still push yourself. You're still probably gonna eat shit, but if you're going out there and stressing, like pulling your hair out because you don't want to ride your bike, then maybe time for a different sport. Or maybe sometimes you just need a break and you come back to it. But
yeah, dude.
Don't make it feel like a chore, no matter what.
That's phenomenal advice. So your dad owns Epic BMX Shop. What's something about that shop that nobody knows that you know?
In the bathroom we cut up fish. I don't know.
Yep.
That is a true statement. I don't know. That's hard. I feel like, as weird as it sounds, we're pretty straightforward. We're just a mom and pop BMX shop that we focus on BMX bikes, sell BMX bikes, fix BMX bikes, do everything BMX bike related. So I don't know. It's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, it is. I just made it up. It's a weird question. How about, I'm curious because a bike shop, I'm always very curious. Like, what keeps the lights on? What's the breadwinner? If this stopped selling, then you guys would go out a bit. Well, that's dramatic. But what's the breadwinner?
I think repairs. No matter what, we fix damn near every other bike, and we fix kind of everything. If I'm being completely honest. But no matter what, you could have 100 online retailers that could sell bikes, but there's no way that someone's going to be able to ship their bike to you for them to fix it and then ship it back in it for it to be feasible. So no matter what takes over AI and whatnot, you still got to get your bike fixed. So that's kind of just the thing you can always fall back on, if that makes
true,
sense. I mean, lately it's kind of slow season. We got Christmas coming around the corner, so I feel like people are saving their money, but we're still getting flat tires on the daily that you could always rely someone's going to get a flat tire, and you can make your money through there. I guess just labor.
What's your least favorite bike labor related thing to do?
Ooh, chainstay mounted brakes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Brakes are normally fine.
Brakes
I can get
in
brakes
general.
like
Fun,
dialed, but chainstay mounted brakes, especially where like the straddle cable's behind the C tube, like you're working in like an area this big and your chain is right over it. It's such a pain in the ass.
Whew. Shout out to you guys, man. I worked at a bike shop and I very quickly I got put to the front of the store. You're gonna just sell. I was like, okay, cool, because I suck at working on bikes.
I feel like the cool thing though at Epic is everybody that works there, they sell and fix. So like if you're not trying to fix bikes that day and you're just like, screw this, you go sell some bikes and the other dude goes back there and fixes. So
nice.
It's a funny little trade-off sometimes.
How many employees are there?
So there's me, there's my dad, there's Ethan and Ricardo. And if you want to count it, because she does help, Megan, my little sister, so 5.
Sick.
So I mean, pretty heavily mom and pop. Ethan and Ricardo are on the weekends. Of course, it's a little busier, but during the week, it's me, my dad, and my little sister holding it down.
That's so dope, dude. Your life is a movie, man.
Always moving.
How about, I mean, I want to talk to you forever, but I also want to, we'll wrap it up. Maybe we could do another episode sometime in the future.
I'm down.
Let's hear Max Vu's Mount Rushmore for BMX.
Oh, jeez. I knew this was coming. I was thinking about it earlier, too. I was like, I've been pondering on this one for a moment. All right. Well, who do we got? 4, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ruben, obviously. Tosh, close second. Dakota Rose, just because he's the GOAT. I have one more. Hold on, let me think. Garrett Reynolds.
Nice.
2 legends.
Yeah.
2 older dudes. Or 2 of my generation, I'd say.
Fuck
We'll spread the love. We'll spread the love. Otherwise, I'd just go full old school and everybody would hate me.
You and REA both have a really good understanding of like legends and people from that younger kids like you guys don't necessarily know about. What was your influence to learn about dudes like that?
I would partly blame it from being at the shop.
Yeah.
We used to have a gigantic, I think it's a tube TV that like took up a whole counter. And we'd always play old videos there. And then also my dad's old truck used to have a headrest video player. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
Yeah.
And the video booklet that was in the back seat was like half BMX videos.
Sick.
So, I mean, growing up, naturally, obviously, you're just going to watch those videos. So, I'd say those 2 made me just like at least know about them. And then watching them and then watching the riding now, you kind of just respect it a lot more.
Fuck yeah.
It's kind of funny because I always think about this too. You look at riding back then, like they're doing the craziest lip tricks ever. And then they hit a handrail and it looks so sketchy.
Yeah.
Versus now, like you ask somebody to do a 270 over ice now and they'll laugh at you, but then they'll hit a 20-stair handrail, no problem. Like,
that's an interesting point.
flipped.
Huh. That's an interesting observation.
Isn't that crazy? Like you
That's
watch those
100%
old videos,
true.
they'll hit like the smallest handrail and they're like blowing their feet off, and you're like, dude, you're just the craziest like box jump lick transfer ever.
For real though. Huh. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wish I did?
Nothing really comes to mind. I'm really bad at interviews, so
no, this has been a treat, dude. This is I don't think you're bad at all.
I think we damn near covered everything that I've been doing lately. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about anything ocean related if anybody cares.
Well, shout out to the ocean.
Shout out to the ocean. Shout out to fish. It's fun.
Shout out to Fu. Hello from the TV screen inside the bike shop. How y'all doing?
Shout out to the Instagram. He's gonna post right now.
Yep, for real. All right. That's it.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That was a good pod.
Damn good pod. The best pod in the whole world.
Bobby
Thanks,
Kanode,
man.
Best podcast.
Fuck yeah, Max. All right.
Heck yeah. Good talking, Bobby.
Later, everybody.
Peace.